Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Yang terhormat Dato Sri Muhammad Johari bin Baru, Deputy Minister of Defence. Yang mulia Jeneral Tan Sri Raja Muhammad Afandi dan Raja Muhammad Noor, Chief of Defence Force, Secretary General, Service Chiefs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Welcome to this auspicious event, the graduation ceremony of the Malaysian Armed Forces Defence Course Serial 37 2017. My heartfelt appreciation and utmost gratitude to everyone for making time to be present. Your presence signifies the prestige of this occasion. Let me begin by extending my heartiest congratulations to all the course participants for having successfully completed this very demanding yet very rewarding course. Yang Berhormat Dato Sri, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to report that out of the 44 course participants, 18 of them will graduate with distinction, the highest ever achieved by any cohort undergoing this course since the inception of the program in 2002. This cohort has also recorded the highest overall CGPA ever, 3.62. Welcome. Now, we could not have achieved these outstanding results without the continuous invaluable support and guidance from the College Board of Governors, led by the CDF himself. In this instance, we acknowledge their worthy contributions as well as ideas that have enabled us to meet the ever-changing and challenging requirements of a dynamic learning environment. In the same breath, I wish to thank the distinguished fellow, the Dean and lecturers of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities of UKM, to members of Defence Council and Directing Staff Council and staff of the college. Your untiring efforts and priceless contributions in ensuring the successful conduct and completion of this course are indeed highly appreciated. To the Ministry of Defence, Malaysian Armed Forces, National University of Malaysia, embassies, high commissions, and many others who have contributed to the successful conduct of this course, we are deeply indebted. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow course participants, let me now divert your attention to the success you are enjoying today. It is quite obvious that you are able to succeed because there were other people who helped you along the way. For those of you with spouses and families, please do remember their sacrifices for you. The importance of the roles played by the spouses could never be overemphasized. To the spouses, I commend your sacrifice. I sincerely hope that the friendship that you have cultivated here will always be treasured and further nourished. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow course participants, may I now ask you to please rise and applaud the presence and sacrifice of your family. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Fellow course participants, you all will rise in your respective organizations. Some of you will probably rise to the very top. Whatever it is, you will be a leader, albeit perhaps at different levels. Allow me to share with you a few short stories with lessons for you to ponder. Charlie Kim, who is the CEO of a company in New York called NextJump, made a point about laying off people in his organization. He said, if you had hard times in your family, would you ever consider laying off any of your children? We would never do it. Then why do we consider laying off people in our organization? Charlie implemented a policy of a lifetime employment. If you get a job in NextJump, you cannot get fired for performance issues. In fact, if you have issues, they will guide you, they will coach you, and they will give you support. Just like we would with our children, who happen to come home from school with a D or an F. As I have promised you early this year when I opened the course, I said, nobody will be left behind. And I meant nobody. And today, the fact that you all arrive here at the finishing line is a testament of a fulfilled promise. In some organizations, leaders have violated the very definition of leadership. They have violated the deep social contract, where they allowed their people to be sacrificed to protect their own interests. And worse still, they sacrifice their people to protect their interests. Now, great leaders would never sacrifice the people. They would rather sacrifice the numbers to save the people, not to sacrifice the people to save the numbers. This is the reason why so many people have such a visceral hatred, sort of anger in some organizations. Another related story is about Bob Chapman, a CEO who runs a company, a large company in the United States. In 2008, this company was hit very hard by the recession. They lost 30% of their orders overnight. For a large manufacturing company, this is a great deal. They could no longer afford their labor pool. They need to save $10 million. Now, so like many other companies today who believe in headcounts, the board got together to discuss layoffs. But Bob flatly refused. Bob doesn't believe in headcounts. He believes in hard counts. We all know it's much more difficult to maintain the hard count. So they came up with a program where every employee, from secretary to the CEO, was required to take 4 weeks of unpaid leave. Now, they could take it anytime they want, and they did not have to take it consecutively. But it was how Bob announced the program that mattered so much. He said, it's better that we should all suffer a little than any of us should have to suffer a lot. Morale shot up. And at the end, they saved $20 million. As expected, when people feel safe and protected by the leadership and the organization, the natural reaction is to trust and cooperate. As nobody expected, people started to trade off with each other. Those who could afford it more would trade with those who could afford it less. Some would take 5 weeks, so other people only have to take 3. Now, fellow course participants, leadership is a choice. It's not a rank. We know many people at the senior-most level of organizations who are absolutely not leaders. They are authorities, and we do what they say because they have authority over us. But we also know that people at the bottom of organization who don't have any authority, but they are absolutely leaders. Because why? Because they choose to look after the people to the left and to the right of them. We call them leaders because they take the risk before anybody else does. We call them leaders because they will choose to sacrifice for the people so that they are safe and protected, and so the people will gain. And when people feel wanted, appreciated, and protected, the natural response is that our people will sacrifice for us. They will give us their blood, sweat, and tears to see that their leader's vision comes to life. And when we ask them, why would you do that? They will all say, because they would have done it for me. Isn't that organization that we would all like to work in? My final story, ladies and gentlemen. It is about a group of alumni, highly established in their respective careers, got together to visit their old professor. The conversation they had soon turned into complaints about stress in life, stress in work. Then, offering his guest coffee, the professor went to the kitchen and returned with a large pot of coffee and an assortment of cups. Porcelain, glass, plastic, crystal, you name it. Some plain looking, some exquisite, some expensive, some are very nice. Then, offering his guest coffee, the professor asked the alumni to help themselves to the coffee. When all the alumni had a cup of coffee in hand, they started eyeing each other's cup. The professor said, if you notice, all the nice-looking, expensive cups are taken, leaving behind the plain and cheap ones. Now, he continued. While it is absolutely normal for you to want only the best for yourselves, that is really the source of your problems and stress. Be assured that the cup itself adds no real quality to the coffee. In most cases, it is just more expensive and even hides what we drink. When in actual fact, what all of you wanted was coffee, not the cups. But you consciously went for the best cup. And then you began eyeing each other's cup with envy and jealousy. So what is the prime lesson of this story? The life is the coffee. The jobs, money, position in society are the cups. They are just tools to hold and contain life. And the type of cup we have does not define, nor change the quality of life we live. Sometimes, when we concentrate only, or we concentrate too much only on the cups, we fail to enjoy the coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge all of us to savor the coffee and not the cups. The most fulfilled people do not have the best of everything. They just make the best out of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, my beloved course participants, we all know that life is never a bed of roses. We all are bound to be faced with challenges and tests of life. Therefore, this is a little something I would like to share with you. When we are treated unfairly, embrace this experience wholeheartedly so that we will appreciate and understand the value of justice. When we suffer betrayal, breathe and breathe deeply many times, because this will teach us and enable us to appreciate the importance of loyalty. When we feel intense loneliness, it should teach us not to take our friends for granted. When we are struck by hard luck, it is meant to make us feel ever conscious of the role of chance in life. Many a time, the sweet success that we taste and achieve is not entirely ours alone. When we are ignored, this painful lesson is to teach us the importance of listening to others and appreciates their points of view. When we experience pain, and sometimes severe pain, this is for us to learn and appreciate the value of compassion. I can almost guarantee you that these things are going to happen, have happened, or even are happening in our lives as we speak. We can only benefit from these situations if we choose to interpret messages and the lessons in our misfortunes positively. According to Charles de Gaulle, a man of character finds a special attractiveness in difficulty, since it is only by coming to grips with difficulty that he can realize his potentialities. Every challenge we successfully conquer serves to strengthen not only our will, but our confidence, and therefore our ability to confront future obstacles. Yang berhormat, Dato Sri, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I thank you very much. Fair winds following seas. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.